थोड़े 2 मिनट चाहिए
भाई जी मैंने जी सिर्फ 2 मिनट दिओ ना साड़ी इत्थे समाप्ति हो रही है।
एक सेकंड मैं ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ
जी
ਪੁੱਛਣਾ
जी
कि मुसलमान और सिख कम्युनिटी 'ਚ ਕੀ ਫਰਕ ਹੈ?
भाई जी सारे धर्म ਇੱਕੋ ਹੀ ਥਾਂ ਲੈ ਕੇ ਜਾਂਦੇ ਹੈਗੇ। ਸਿੱਖ ਤੇ ਮੁਸਲਮਾਨ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਵਿੱਚ ਸ਼ੁਰੂ ਵਿੱਚ ਗੁਰੂ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਦੇ ਟਾਈਮ ਤੋਂ ਇਸਲਾਮ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਪਤਾ ਹੈ ਕਿ ਜਦੋਂ ਇੰਡੀਆ ਵਿੱਚ ਜ਼ਬਰਦਸਤੀ ਲਿਆਇਆ ਗਿਆ ਉਸ ਵੇਲੇ ਸਿੱਖਾਂ ਨੇ ਮੁਸਲਮਾਨਾਂ ਦੀ ਜ਼ਬਰਦਸਤੀ ਨੂੰ ਰੋਕ ਕੇ ਹਿੰਦੂਆਂ ਦੀ ਰੱਖਿਆ ਕੀਤੀ ਤੇ ਸਿੱਖ ਧਰਮ ਨੂੰ ਸਿੱਖ ਧਰਮ ਤੇ ਅੱਗੇ ਚੱਲ ਕੇ ਖਾਲਸਾ ਧਰਮ ਉਹਦੀ ਇੱਕ ਅਲੱਗ ਪਛਾਣ ਆਪਣੀ ਬਣਾਈ। ਖਾਲਸੇ ਦੀ ਪਛਾਣ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਹੈਗੀ ਹੈ ਉਹ ਗੁਰੂ ਗੋਬਿੰਦ ਸਿੰਘ ਜੀ ਮਹਾਰਾਜ ਦੇ ਕਥਨ ਅਨੁਸਾਰ ਇੱਕ ਪਾਸੇ ਉਹ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਹੈਗੇ ਮਾਨਸ ਕੀ ਜਾਤ ਸਭ ਏਕ ਕੇ ਪਹਿਚਾਨ ਲੋ, ਦੂਜੇ ਪਾਸੇ ਉਹ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਰਹਿਣੀ ਰਹੇ ਸੋਈ ਸਿੱਖ ਮੇਰਾ। ਤੇ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਦੇ ਜਜ਼ਬੇ ਨੂੰ ਮਹਾਰਾਜ ਗੁਰੂ ਗੋਬਿੰਦ ਸਿੰਘ ਜੀ ਦੇ ਸਾਰੇ ਸੈਕਰੀਫਾਈਸ ਨੂੰ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਆਪਣੇ ਪਰਿਵਾਰ ਦਾ ਜੋ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਸੈਕਰੀਫਾਈਸ ਕਰਕੇ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਜੋ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਰਾਹ ਪਾਇਆ ਉਹਦੀ ਹੋਰ ਕੋਈ ਮਿਸਾਲ ਨਹੀਂ।
मैं ਇੱਕੋ ਸਵਾਲ ਹੈ ਕਿ ਮੁਸਲਮਾਨ ਔਰ ਸਿੱਖ 'ਚ ਕੀ ਫਰਕ ਆ? ਸਿਰਫ ਇੱਕੋ ਹੀ ਸਵਾਲ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਇੱਥੇ ਪ੍ਰੋਗਰਾਮ ਕੀਤਾ ਬੜਾ ਵਧੀਆ, ਤੁਸੀਂ ਸਭ ਨੂੰ ਅਰੇਂਜ ਕੀਤਾ, ਸਾਰੇ ਮੀਡੀਆ ਨੂੰ ਬੁਲਾਇਆ, ਸਾਨੂੰ ਵੀ ਬੁਲਾਇਆ, ਔਰ ਬਸ ਸਿਰਫ ਇੱਕੋ ਹੀ ਸਵਾਲ ਹੈ ਕਿ ਦੋਨਾਂ 'ਚ ਕੀ ਅੰਤਰ ਹੈ? ਇੱਕ ਸ਼ਬਦ 'ਚ ਬਸ ਕਹਿ ਦਿਓ।
ਮੁਸਲਮਾਨ ਆਪਣੇ ਧਰਮ ਵਿੱਚ ਫਲੈਕਸੀਬਲ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੈਗੇ ਜਿੱਥੋਂ ਤੱਕ ਮੈਂ ਦੇਖ ਰਿਹਾ ਹੈਗਾ। ਉਹ ਇੱਕ ਪੁਆਇੰਟ ਤੇ ਆ ਕੇ ਰੁਕ ਜਾਂਦੇ ਹੈਗੇ ਆ। ਸਿੱਖ ਧਰਮ ਵਿੱਚ ਆਪਾਂ ਹਰ ਇੱਕ ਨੂੰ ਆਪਣੇ ਨਾਲ ਲੈ ਕੇ ਚੱਲਦੇ ਹੈਗੇ ਆ। ਇਹ ਸਾਡਾ ਸਿੱਖ ਧਰਮ ਕੱਲਾ ਐਸਾ ਧਰਮ ਹੈਗਾ ਜਿੱਥੇ ਸਾਡੇ ਧਾਰਮਿਕ ਸਥਲ ਤੇ ਕੋਈ ਵੀ ਕਦੇ ਵੀ ਆਂਦਾ ਹੈਗਾ ਉਹ ਵੈਲਕਮ ਹੈਗਾ ਤੇ ਉਹਨੂੰ ਅਸੀਂ ਪੂਰੀ ਰਿਸਪੈਕਟ ਉਹਨੂੰ ਆਪਾਂ ਸਾਰੀ ਆਪਣੀ ਹੌਸਪਿਟੈਲਿਟੀ ਦਿੰਦੇ ਹੈਗੇ।
ਨਹੀਂ, ਜਿਵੇਂ ਹੁਣ ਇੱਥੇ ਪ੍ਰੋਗਰਾਮ ਹੋਇਆ ਮੁਸਲਮਾਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਕਿਹਾ ਕਿ ਜੋ ਸਿੱਖਾਂ ਦੇ ਉੱਪਰ ਅਟੈਕ ਹੋ ਰਿਹਾ ਉਹ ਸਿਰਫ ਮੁਸਲਮਾਨ ਸਮਝ ਕੇ ਹੋ ਰਿਹਾ ਕਿ ਜੀ ਮੁਸਲਮਾਨ ਨੇ ਕਿ ਆਪਾਂ ਪੱਗ ਆਪਣੀ ਪਗੜੀ ਯਾਰ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੀ ਪਗੜੀ ਮਲਾਈ ਜਾਂਦੀ ਹੈ। ਤੁਸੀਂ ਇੱਥੇ ਜੋ ਪ੍ਰੋਗਰਾਮ ਹੈ ਸਭ ਤੋਂ ਜ਼ਿਆਦਾ ਹਿੱਸੇਦਾਰ ਇੱਥੇ ਅੱਜ ਮੁਸਲਮਾਨ ਕਮਿਊਨਿਟੀ ਦੇ ਲੋਕ ਪਾਇਆ, ਚੰਗੀ ਗੱਲ ਆ, ਪਰ ਕਿ ਮੈਂ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਗੋਰਿਆਂ ਨੂੰ ਇਹ ਐਸਾ ਹੋ ਗਿਆ ਅੱਜ ਦੇ ਮੈਸੇਜ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਕਿ ਮੁਸਲਮਾਨ ਸਿੱਖ ਇਹ ਇੱਕੋ ਹੀ ਨਹੀਂ, ਇਹਨਾਂ 'ਚ ਕੋਈ ਫਰਕ ਨਹੀਂ, ਬਲਕਿ ਅਸੀਂ ਇਹ ਦੱਸਣਾ ਚਾਹੁੰਦੇ ਸੀ ਕਿ ਅਸੀਂ ਮੁਸਲਮਾਨ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੈਗੇ, ਅਸੀਂ ਸਿੱਖ ਅਲੱਗ ਹਾਂ, ਮੁਸਲਮਾਨ ਅਲੱਗ ਹਾਂ। ਕਿ ਕ੍ਰਿਸ਼ਨਾ ਦੀ ਮੁਸਲਮਾਨਾਂ ਨਾਲ ਲੱਗਦੀ ਹੋਊਗੀ, ਸਿੱਖਾਂ ਨਾਲ ਕੋਈ ਨਹੀਂ ਲੱਗਦੀ। ਸਿੱਖ ਕੌਮ ਇੱਕ ਐਸੀ ਬਹਾਦਰ ਕੌਮ ਆ ਜੋ ਕਿ ਸਭ ਦਾ ਇੱਕੋ ਜਿਹਾ ਭਲਾ ਚਾਹੁੰਦੀ ਹੈ, ਸਭ ਕਮਿਊਨਿਟੀ ਦਾ ਭਲਾ ਚੱਕਦੀ, ਕਿਸੇ ਦੇ ਉੱਪਰ ਹੱਥ ਨਹੀਂ ਚੱਕਦੀ, ਜੋ ਸ਼ਾਂਤੀ ਚਾਹੁੰਦੀ ਹੈ।
ਬਿਲਕੁਲ ਜੀ।
ਪਰ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਅੱਜ ਜੋ ਇੱਥੇ ਬਾਕੀ ਲੋਕ ਵਾੜੇ ਤੇ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਕੁਝ ਮੈਸੇਜ ਕਾਲਾ ਮਾਲਾ ਜਿਹਾ ਹੋ ਗਿਆ, ਮੈਂ ਇਸ ਕਰਕੇ ਰਿਕਾਰਡ ਕਰਕੇ ਤੁਹਾਡਾ ਫਿਰ ਨਾਲ ਇਹ ਵੀ ਲਾਉਣਾ ਜੋ ਮੁਸਲਮਾਨ ਕਿਸੇ ਦੇ ਉੱਪਰ ਅਟੈਕ ਕਰ ਸਕਦੇ ਨੇ 11 ਦੇ ਜਦੋਂ ਇੱਥੇ ਆਪਣੇ ਨਿਊਯਾਰਕ ਅਟੈਕ ਕੀਤਾ ਉਹ ਕਰ ਸਕਦੇ ਨੇ, ਪਰ ਸਿੱਖ ਨਹੀਂ ਕਰ ਸਕਦੇ। ਸਿੱਖਾਂ ਦੀ ਪੱਗ ਦੀ ਪਹਿਚਾਣ, ਸਿੱਖ ਕੌਮ ਇੱਕ ਵੱਖਰੀ ਕੌਮ
ਜੀ, ਉਸੇ ਚੀਜ਼ ਲਈ।
ਪਰ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਅੱਜ ਜੋ ਲੈ ਕੇ ਆਂਦੇ ਸੀ ਮੁਸਲਮਾਨ, ਉਹ ਕੁਛ ਉਹਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਮੀਡੀਆ ਸਾਹਮਣੇ ਇਹ ਮੈਸੇਜ ਗਿਆ ਕਿ ਮੁਸਲਮਾਨ ਔਰ ਸਿੱਖ ਇੱਕੋ ਹੀ।
ਇਹਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਅਸੀਂ ਆਪਣੇ ਵੱਲੋਂ ਕੋਈ ਖਾਸ ਕੋਈ ਪਲੈਨਿੰਗ ਨਹੀਂ ਕੀਤੀ, ਕਿਉਂਕਿ ਜਦੋਂ ਅਸੀਂ ਇਹ ਇਵੈਂਟ ਆਪਣਾ ਆਰਗੇਨਾਈਜ਼ ਕੀਤਾ ਉਸ ਵੇਲੇ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਮੁਸਲਮਾਨ ਆਰਗੇਨਾਈਜੇਸ਼ਨਸ ਤੋਂ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਵੱਲੋਂ ਸਪੋਰਟ ਦੀ ਆਫਰ ਆਈ ਹੈਗੀ ਹੈ। ਉਹ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਕਿਹਾ ਕਿ ਅਸੀਂ ਇਸ ਪ੍ਰੋਗਰਾਮ ਦੇ ਅੰਦਰ ਆਪਣਾ ਸਪੋਰਟ ਸ਼ੋਅ ਕਰਨਾ ਚਾਹੁੰਦੇ ਤੇ ਉਹ ਆਪਣਾ ਸਪੋਰਟ ਸਿਰਫ ਇੱਕ ਲੋਕਲ ਲੈਵਲ ਤੇ ਸਿਆਟਲ ਦੇ ਲੈਵਲ ਦੇ ਉੱਤੇ ਸਾਡੇ ਨਾਲ ਇੱਥੇ ਹੈਗੇ ਆ, ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਇਸ ਚੀਜ਼ ਦਾ ਰੋਸ ਹੈਗਾ ਤੇ ਉਹ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਇਹ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਹੈਗੇ ਕਿ ਜਿੰਨੇ ਵੀ ਇਹ ਹਮਲਾ ਜਿਹਨੇ ਕੀਤਾ ਹੈਗਾ ਇਹ ਸੋਚ ਕੇ ਕਿ ਉਹਨੇ ਮੁਸਲਮਾਨ ਦੇ ਉੱਤੇ ਸ਼ਾਇਦ ਕੀਤਾ ਹੋਏਗਾ, ਪਰ ਉਹ ਹੋ ਗਿਆ ਸਿੱਖਾਂ ਦੇ ਉੱਤੇ ਤੇ ਮੁਸਲਮਾਨ ਵੀ ਇਸ ਚੀਜ਼ ਦਾ ਅਫਸੋਸ ਕਰਨ ਲਈ ਇੱਥੇ ਆਏ ਹੈਗੇ। ਅਸੀਂ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਕੋਈ ਕਿਸੇ ਖਾਸ ਮਕਸਦ ਲਈ ਇੱਥੇ ਬੁਲਾਇਆ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੈ।
ਚਲੋ ਠੀਕ ਹੈ, ਬਾਕੀ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਟਾਈਮ ਨਹੀਂ ਇੰਨਾ ਬੋਲਣ ਲਈ ਦੇਣਾ ਚਾਹੀਦਾ ਸੀਗਾ, ਇਸ ਕਰਕੇ ਜੋ ਇੰਗਲਿਸ਼ ਆਪਣੇ ਜੋ ਬਾਕੀ ਕੋਮੋਫੋਰ ਹੈ ਜਾਂ ਹੋਰ ਮੀਡੀਆ ਦੇ ਕੋਲੇ ਤੁਹਾਡਾ ਮੈਸੇਜ ਪਹੁੰਚਿਆ ਉਹ ਅੱਜ ਦੀ ਹਿਸਾਬ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਕਰਿਆ ਚੰਗਾ, ਪਰ ਰੋਂਗ ਮੈਸੇਜ ਪਹੁੰਚ ਗਿਆ।
ਮੈਂ ਇਸ ਬਾਰੇ 'ਚ ਕੋਈ ਵੀ ਕਲੈਰੀਫਿਕੇਸ਼ਨ ਦੇਣ ਲਈ ਮੈਂ ਕਦੇ ਵੀ ਤਿਆਰ ਹੈਗਾ। ਤੇ ਇੱਕ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਬੁਨਿਆਦੀ ਸਵਾਲ ਹੈਗਾ ਕਿ ਸਿੱਖ ਦੀ ਪਛਾਣ ਤੇ ਮੁਸਲਮਾਨ ਦੀ ਪਛਾਣ ਉਹ ਹਮੇਸ਼ਾ ਵੱਖਰੀ ਸੀ।
ਇਹ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਪਰ ਇਹ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਸਿੱਖ ਦੀ ਪਹਿਚਾਣ ਔਰ ਮੁਸਲਮਾਨ ਪਹਿਚਾਣ ਅਗਰ ਦੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਮੈਸੇਜ ਦੇਣਾ ਸੀ ਤੇ ਇੱਥੇ ਇਹ ਵਾਲੇ 4 ਲਾਈਨਾਂ ਸਭ ਲੋਕਾਂ ਦੇ ਸਾਹਮਣੇ ਬੋਲਣੀਆਂ ਸੀ, ਪਰ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਬੋਲ ਨਹੀਂ।
Our state, and I would like to also request our Deputy Mayor, Mr. Smith, to extend all cooperation and all help in disseminating information about this great community through the Seattle public information system, and through the school curriculum. I would like to request the Deputy Mayor, Mr. Smith, to come and address us and help us in building a great America. Thank you very much. Please give a hand to Mr. Smith.
Thank you and good evening, everyone. I'm very pleased to be with you this evening, and I really appreciate the words that have been shared so far, and so very much appreciate all of your presence here this evening. I have the pleasure and honor of serving as Deputy Mayor of Community for the City of Seattle, one of very few in the nation, and that title is very important to me because for me it signifies that Seattle is the kind of place where we can build the America that's been spoken about here so far. And in that spirit, I'd like to share with you a letter from Mayor McGinn, if you'll indulge me for just a moment or two. Dear friends in the Sikh community, many in our community were devastated by the horrific events that took place at the Sikh temple in Oak Creek, Wisconsin. This brutal act of violence took the lives of 6 innocent members of the South Asian community and left many others injured. Our community is mourning this loss, and my family and I are mourning with you. Since the events of September 11, 2001, the Sikh community and other diverse groups have faced discrimination, racial profiling, and even violence because of their cultural heritage, race, ethnicity, nation of origin, or religious beliefs. In the past, our community has rallied to protect these places of worship and other gathering spaces from attack and to provide support for people facing persecution and hatred. Recent events have made it clear that it is time for our community to rally once again. We need to come together to protect religious freedom and the diversity that makes our community strong. I want to extend our greatest sympathies to the victims, their families, and the Sikh community. We are with you in solidarity during this most difficult time. Please know that our thoughts are with you as you gather to mourn the dead and pray for peace. I deeply regret that I am out of the state with my family and cannot be with you on this important evening. Deputy Mayor Smith will be here to represent my office, and I've asked the Deputy Mayor to invite members of your community and leaders of faith to help me explore actions which we can take to ensure that everyone in our community has the freedom to practice their religion and celebrate their heritage without fear of violence and persecution. Sincerely, Michael McGinn, Mayor of Seattle. Thank you so much for the invitation to have me here among you. I'm very, very honored to be here with you. I'm making connections with some of the folks here behind me and with several of you in front of me. We do want to gather and have you meet with the mayor so we can talk together about what we can do as a community to build the America that we all want. Thank you so very much.
Dear friends, I would like to invite Rizwan Samad to come and introduce some eminent members and leaders of the Muslim community of Seattle here. Riz, please.
Peace be on you. I'm originally from Pakistan, and this is a sad incident. The brothers from the same land, targeted by mindless bigotry. I can't believe that racism is still rampant in our society. But I would request to all those politicians to speak up.
It would be better if we met under better situations. I bring greetings and I bring condolences from members of the Muslim community. What happened was a great tragedy, and unfortunately this is a tragedy that could have been stopped. We're living in a climate where our politicians are banking on fear in order to gain themselves a seat. We have one party that is just committed to spreading fear, and another party that sits on their hands doing nothing. We see presidential candidates who are spreading fear and Islamophobia, and the poor guy on the street, he doesn't know a Muslim from a Sikh from a Hindu. But when the hate is poured into his head and into his heart by our politicians, it finds expression in tragedies like this one. What we can do as people of goodwill, not just as Muslims, not just as Sikhs, not just as Hindus, but as people of goodwill who want to see a better America for our children, what we can do is we can force our politicians to take the lead, so that when something happens, when somebody is saying something negative about any minority, when somebody is being targeted because of his beard or his headgear or the way he looks, then we must force our politicians to take action right there and not sit there on their hands silently. We can do this. This is an election year. We can tell our politicians we will not tolerate their silence. And then, inshallah, as we say, God willing, our children will grow up in a better America, in a more peaceful, loving America. Thank you very much.
Now I would like to invite our MAPS president, Muslim Association of Puget Sound, one of the largest mosques in the state of Washington, Brother Heather Ali.
Good evening to all of you. It's indeed a somber occasion. Last Sunday, I got a text message from a friend of mine that telling me about the incident that happened in Wisconsin, the shooting that happened in Wisconsin. It literally took me a minute to realize that this was yet another case of perhaps a mistaken identity. Today, we stand with you, the Sikh brothers and sisters, to offer our deepest condolences on this tragic event that was perpetuated by bigotry. Such acts of hate and bigotry are repugnant to people of good conscience, and this should not deter us from an open and free expression of our religious beliefs. 2 days ago, Seattle Times had a very moving story of some of those people who lost their lives. I remember the story of Ranjit Singh, who, like most of us, came to United States in pursuit of the American dream. He never got to see his 3 children as they grew up, as he pursued this. And so was his brother in this tragedy. And as I was praying that evening, in this month of Ramadan, I could not but think of the sorrow that engulfs this family, this community, and all of us today. As American Muslims, there is an additional dimension to this tragedy that we cannot forget. Did Wade Page really mean to kill Muslims and not the Sikhs? If you went to your favorite search engine, and if you look for Sikhs are not Muslims, you will see a lot of articles. Does this mean Page would have been justified in killing the Muslims? LA Times had an op-ed today with the headlines, "Sikhs are not Muslims, sends a sinister message." The best rebuttal to this argument really came from 2 fellow Sikhs in Washington Post today, and I'm going to quote them. Their names are Valerie Kaur and Siranjit Singh. They say, while it's true that perpetrators of hate violence against the Sikhs tend to harbor hatred for Muslims and Islam, identifying the problem as mistaken identity is just plain wrong. A mistaken identity implies that there is a correct target, and it further implies hate violence should be rightfully directed as Muslims. This is absolutely unacceptable, end quote. It is events like this that bring us together as fellow humans, as fellow citizens in this city and in the world that we live in. We hope that we use this opportunity to connect with each other as communities, that we get to know each other and fight against the bigotry. Thank you very much.
And then from the Muslim community, I want to invite the president of Downtown Mosque and the Pakistan Association Director, Kamran Salahuddin.
Thank you, Riz. On behalf of Pakistan Association of Greater Seattle, I would like to extend our deepest sorrow and would like to share with you, with our Sikh brothers, of quite a few of them who are our friends and my personal friends, that when we heard this news, it was very devastating. And we were very shocked to hear this domestic act of terrorism that was brought upon to our Sikh brothers and sisters. We would like you to know that, and we have a sizable community here that is here to stand by you in these times of sorrow. We have community members from Islamic Center, from Pakistan Association, and from other organizations in Seattle standing side by side with you. Some of you may not know, but in 2008 there was a devastating floods in Pakistan, and during that flood, our brothers and sisters, the Sikh community from Vancouver, Washington, they raised $135,000, and they came and gave it to us for the poor children in Pakistan. So, ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank you for all that gesture, and I also want to let you know that we are here today standing with you in your time of grieving, and we hope and pray that this thing is not repeated in future in any community. By having said that, I would like to thank you all for giving us the opportunity to come here and speak to you. Thank you very much.
Now I want to hand over the mic as an organizer, my dear friend, Mr. L.B. Singh.
I would like to invite Gus, who is a member of the Arab American community here, also holds distinguished positions as a national delegate for the Democratic Convention coming up soon, and some other organizations among Arabs, Jews, and Christians. So, Gus, please.
Assalamu alaikum. My name is Gus Mansour. I'm a member of the Arab American Community Coalition. I am here to give you our love and support. As a proud Muslim American, I am really sick and tired of your community being targeted, but there are good news. After this horrible evil, these people who commit these acts are dwindling. They're going down. Since the election of President Obama, these people are losing ground. They are bullies. They're trying to bully us. They're trying to let us know that we are, less than them. But I got some news for you. They are fading away. They are going away. We are all Sikh today. We are all American today. We love you. We'll stand behind you. We are always will be with you. And this country is much stronger with you around here. This country is much, much, much more powerful with the Sikh community working hard for the American dream. I love you all. We love you. Please stand tall. You are all good, great American. Thank you.
I heard? I'm inviting Simran Singh here to express his views on this incident. Please.
We are here today in the memory of a tragic incident that happened in Wisconsin a few days ago. We are proud of the police officers who risked their lives to protect the Sikh community who were present at the Wisconsin Sikh temple. We are here to do the candle vigil in the memory of the 6 members of the Sikh community who lost their life. Shall their soul be in peace. We also are here to pray for the families who lost their loved ones. May God give them strength to face this terrible incident that happened. We also shall pray for police officer Mr. Brian Murphy that got injured that gets well soon. Thank you everybody for coming here to remember the people that got injured or lost their lives and to pray for them and their families. Thank you. Waheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Waheguru Ji Ki
I wish to invite Mr. Seva Singh here to come and give us his best views and to give us the perspective of their group. Mr. Seva Singh, please.
Waheguru Ji Ka Khalsa. So a very horrible thing happened, and out of it I see a real miracle. There was darkness and now we have light, little spots of light everywhere. And we have people of diverse faith coming forward and standing with us. I've been receiving emails and phone calls from all over, from people I haven't seen for 20 or 30 years, all expressing their love, their condolences, and their support for our community. And the reason for that is that we represent the same fight for truth and freedom, the simplicity to worship whatever way you want is how this country was founded. That is why this country was founded. And we are simply living that truth. A great man once told me that we are not human beings seeking a spiritual experience, but rather we are spiritual beings having a human experience. And as I look around tonight, I see that. I see the reality of that. That the true spirit is here in each and every one of you. Our blessings and prayers go to the souls of those people who sacrificed for their families. And I'm proud to be amongst the Khalsa. Waheguru Ji Ka Khalsa.
Mr. Amrik Singh Kamo, who is the President of India Arts and Heritage Society. Please come.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We are all terribly shocked, and we don't have any words how to express ourselves what we are facing right now. Religious freedom is actually the basic fundamental of the constitution of this country. And when the people who are basically doing their basic fundamental right of doing their religious freedom, exercising their religious freedom, this tragic moment is basically a real road to the whole independence fabric of this country. I think this, first of all, we are terribly shocked and terribly shocked by this particular event. I remember that I was in a store when my daughter called me and she said this is what happened. As we went back, looked at the CNN, and more we learned about it, we could not stop crying and having the tears from our eyes. Our own people who are just simply doing the Sangat, they were shot. We're all together here today to mourn and also pray for their peaceful. Sikhs, I remember that I came here in this country in 1977. We were only about 200 people at that time. Right now we are close to 25 to 50,000 people in the state. I think we have to do more to educate the media, through media or through other means, to educate ourselves on what we are. It's basically an ignorance, bigotry, and hatred that brought this particular situation. So we are all joining with the other leaders of the community from the Pakistan Association, from the city mayor's office, and other eminent leaders. We want to thank them for joining us in this very sad moment. At this moment, I also like to mention to all of you that there are other candlelight vigils going on over the weekend. There's one going on in Bathel, in the temple, the Gurudwara in Bathel on Bathel Way, Bathel Everett Highway. There's also a candlelight vigil going on in Renton and the Talbot Road Gurudwara. So please join and pay your condolences to those people who've gone through this time. At this moment, I'd like to request At this moment, we'd like to do a 2 minute of silence to observe the peace. So please join me for 1 or 2 minutes of peaceful. Thank you. Moment of silence. Thank you. Thank you very much. At this moment, I'd like to invite Dr. Jaspreet Kaur to please come up and say a few words.
Waheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Waheguru Ji Ki Fateh. Satsang Ji, I have no words to describe this incident, how we have to cope and how the tomorrow comes. We were all in DC Gurdwara Sahib when we heard this news. We had an international event in DC when one of the participants saw this news, and he told everybody, and everybody was basically looking in their cell phones or looking on the computer to see what's going on. And the media was shunned for that time. They said no news will be given until so and so time. The words cannot express what has happened to our community, and I don't know how to say what is this act, whether this is an act of innocence, or this is an act of hatred, or this is an act for us to come together. We have to stand together, and we have to unite to tell that there should be peace prevailing all over the world, especially in this country and with all of us. as we say, all our prayers end with Nanak Naam Chadi Kala Tere Pane Sakarta Pala. We always ask for the well-being of all humanity, not for one community or any individual. And may my prayers be with all of those people who perished their lives. They are really martyrs for us, because what was their act? They were in the Gurudwara Sahib doing prayers, meditating, and sitting in the congregation for Seva and Simran. And they gave their lives, especially the president of the Gurdwara, who tried to almost single-handedly fight the person with the machine guns, which is an act of heroism. Still, we are all human beings, and we come to this journey for a meaning. We don't know what was the meaning of their journeys, but we can only pray that their souls rest in peace, and we all stand together here, not only for their prayers, but the prayers for all of us and for all the humanity, and for our journey to walk in peace. Vaheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Vaheguru Ji Ki Fateh.
Dear friends, I want to take a moment here to thank all my friends here from the Islamic community of Greater Seattle. And I also want to thank especially Mr. Kamran Salahuddin, who is a great friend of the community, of the Sikh community, who is always asking me what he can do to promote better welfare among our communities, better harmony, and who is a great philanthropist for several causes, including earthquakes and other human tragedies everywhere in the world. Please, I would like Mr. Kamran Salahuddin to come here for a second, and thank you very much.
Thank you very much, LP. LP and I go a long ways. He's a good friend, and he's just being, I just want to again thank you all, and I really want to tell you from the bottom of my heart, and from all the Pakistani community and the Muslim community, we were really touched with this tragedy, and just to show our solidarity. That's why we are here. We are with you. We share your sorrow, and we hope that this is not repeated in future with any community. Thank you very much.
I would like to invite Mr. Harjeet Singh to please come and say a few good words to us.
What I just said is Waheguru Ji Ka Khalsa. I just want to translate that. The Khalsa belongs to Almighty God, and victory is His. Victory on Him. So that's our kind of initiation, like saying hi, hello, Sat Sri Akal is the other word. But all the Sikhs, we do Waheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Waheguru Ji Ki Fateh. So I just want to say thank you very much to each and everybody who came over here to spend some time with us, showing a solidarity with us for the victims who gave their lives in Wisconsin Sikh Temple. I sincerely feel very humbled by your presence. I want to say thank you, everybody. Thank you so much. And I just want to say a statement for the community from SALDAF. It's Sikh American Legal Defense and Education Fund. And we have a statement for the community. The tragic event on Sunday shocked our community, the Sikh American community, the Wisconsin community, and Americans across the country. We come together to reflect on the attacks and pray for those who are killed and injured and their families. We come together to honor the memory of Paramjit Kaur, Sita Singh, Ranjit Singh, Satwan Singh Khalsa, Satwan Singh Kalika, Prakash Singh, Suwaik Singh Khatara, and the most recent loss of life this morning of Bhai Punjab Singh. So that constitutes seven tragedies. 7 families were destroyed. We are grateful for the brave and quick action of the police officers who prevented the tragedy from being even greater. and hope for the quick recovery of Lieutenant Brian Murphy, who was shot protecting his community. We are grateful for the outpouring support that has come to our community. The support you are all showing today is a proof that we are all part of the same American fabric, the same American family. We know that together we will all heal as one America from this truly difficult American tragedy. At the end, I again say thank you to everybody for showing up here and standing with us at this moment of tragedy. Thank you very much. Waheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Waheguru Ji Ki Fateh. I would like to say, call him on the podium to say a few words, Mr. Ichar Singh Garcha.
Waheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Waheguru Ji Ki Fateh. We are very sorry that we have to come together on this tragic event, which we could not stop. I would like to tell my fellow Americans that who Sikhs are. In a nutshell, the great philosophy given by our gurus has to be presented to the world to bring the peaceful atmosphere everywhere, in the family, in the city, in the states, in the countries, and all over the world. I start from the three basic fundamental principles of Sikhism, which is Kirt Karni, Naam Japna, Vand Chakna, which is earn an honest living. That's the very first thing that the Gurus has taught us